and I hope you're well. I'm out on a lovely sunny day today, and I'm just doing a bit of a well-being ride. Just taking it slow again and kind of going steady, getting out while the weather's nice, just enjoying being outside. So I thought that what I might do around this little ride is maybe a little reintroduction of myself. So I've gained a few new followers over the last 6 months and a year, and my content's sort of varied a little bit. It was all about the bike packing, and then actually for various reasons I haven't been able to get out on bike packing trips, so it's been a lot more around well-being. So yeah, I thought I might just connect with you lot and just tell you a bit about myself that you might have missed along the way. So I'm Lucy Sturgis, I'm 38, I'm pretty sure I'm 38, 37 or 38, can't quite remember, that's the sign of the times, and I'm a cyclist. I live in Leicestershire, and a lot of my content you will see is around cycling. I'm a cycling enthusiast. I've been cycling for about 12 years, and I got into bike packing. I used to race previously, just local races, a few criteriums, road races, time trials, and I really enjoyed that at the time, but then it was time for something new, and that's when the bike packing new challenge came in. And also it was kind of time for a bit of a reset really, so my riding came a lot less about going fast and far and all of that stuff, and more about just slowing down and enjoying it and going to places and seeing places and experiences and all that stuff. I'm a keen wild camper, love wild camping, and I've always been quite confident wild camping. I had one time where I thought the mountain heebie-jeebie or whatever was going to get me, but other than that, yeah, I've always really enjoyed it and took great pride in my confidence in doing that. I love nature, I love being outside. Yeah, I've struggled with my mental health at times, and I speak a lot about that. I think it's really important to be open and sort of take away some of that stigma. So I'm going to carry on a little bit up the road, and then I'm going to tell you how I got into cycling. So guys, just to add, it's a bit of a first for the year, as this is my first ride of the year in shorts. I left and I had long legs on. I was like, I'm going to be too hot, so yeah, shorts it is. Woohoo! Oh, just running up the hill. How did I get into cycling? So I think I've been cycling about 12 years. I'll have to work that out exactly. But I, at the time, didn't have a bike or ride a bike, and my friend Bryony wanted to do a charity challenge, so we signed up for this charity challenge. We both weren't very fit, and it was I think a short 25-kilometre cycle, climbing Snowdon, and then a 4-kilometre kayak. I got a bike to get a bit fitter and also for the challenge. In fact, I pulled a bike out of my parents' garage, which had definitely seen better days and probably needed more air in the tyres, but did the job. And I remember doing this 12-mile ride and thinking I've been so far and being so proud of myself and ridden all the way to Great Glen. Yeah, so that was the start, and then it just went from there. So I joined a group, I got a better bike, I joined a cycling club, and it was all progressing, going further and further. And at that point, my big achievements were the distance, and every time I went that bit further I'd feel so proud of myself. Yeah, and then the 100 miles came, and that was a huge milestone for me. And yeah, so then I went on to, I wanted to get better, I wanted to meet more people, so I found a British cycling women's development session run by one of the East Midlands coaches, Dean Hughes, and they were so good. So I made friends, I built confidence, I built skills. It really inspired me wanting to get better, go faster, further, race, that little competitive element that really sort of pushes you on a bit. And that was my sort of step into racing then. So with some coaching support from Dean, I did some circuit races, local circuit races, and I did that for a couple of years. And I did some training camps in the French Alps, and they were amazing, and I learned my love for the mountains, and I feel like after that trip I left a little piece of my heart in the French Alps. So yeah, that's just stuck with me. Yeah, I got my second cat license, I got some time trial PBs, 10, 25, 50 miles. I did all of that, the cycling club stuff, out on cycling club runs, pushed myself with harder riders, loved it, hated it. Sometimes in my head I was selling my bikes, all this stuff. yeah, so it was a great few years, and like it was such a large part of my life. I found something that just meant so much to me, and I kind of knew that things weren't going to be the same again, because I'd found this thing that I loved, and it introduced me to new friends, and I went to new places, I explored what was already on my doorstep, and yeah, it was just amazing. So yeah, really thankful for those early steps really, and the friends I've made. There's a tractor coming, but I'm going to ride further along the road, and then we're going to talk a bit about bikepacking. The weather is absolutely glorious. I really was not expecting this, and I wondered if I'd be too cold in shorts, but no, absolutely amazing. Quiet little stretch of road. I'm going to pull over, tell you a bit about bikepacking. Yes. So bikepacking, it all started because I got my second cat license, and really I wasn't going to progress any further than that. I'd sort of reached where I was going to go, and if I carried on racing, you're working towards your first cat. For a rider like me, I'd have to ride like 200 races. Just not happening. I'm just not meant to be. So I was after a new challenge really, and I had the idea, I've always kind of been interested in Land's End John O'Groats, and I had this idea of getting a train to Land's End, riding home. So that was the plan. So I booked youth hostels along the way. It was 100 miles a day, I think over about 3 and a bit days, and I absolutely loved it, and it kind of really opened up my mind to something new, and that was it then. Got the bikepacking bug and wanted to do more. Then like the next few years kind of bobbed along, COVID hit, all that stuff, and I decided I wanted to do the next step. I wanted to ride to John O'Groats, but with the pandemic the route was really difficult, and I had to keep changing the route, and for accommodation stops along the way it was really expensive. But in my gut I was like, I've got to do this trip. There was no question about it, I had to do it. And I was like, I'm not going to let the accommodation stop me. So I got a tent, one-man tent, tiny little Outkit soloist tent, and I've used it on all of my trips. Absolutely love it. And I just set off. I finished work on a Friday and I just started pedalling north. I had no accommodation booked. I'd spoken to Tuber John in Thurso. He's a Warm Showers host, so I kind of had a bit of a contact up there, but no one I've met before. And yeah, so that was it. I set off and I just got the bug, and then one thing led to another, and then absolutely love Scotland. And that's another place that stays deep in my heart. Absolutely love Scotland. So yeah, one thing's gone to another, and then I've done travel around Europe. I did my Europe trip. Yeah, I might tell you a bit about that further on the road while we're on this, otherwise I'm never going to get around this loop. But I'm enjoying the chat, guys. Stick with me for bikepacking, wellbeing, cycling stuff. That's what we're here for. So I've now got a bad little spot here for the next episode of Story Time of Lucy's Life. Birds singing, sunshine, around the signs of spring. What more can you ask for? So yeah, Europe. I had 6 weeks between jobs, and I was determined that I was going to do a long trip. I was going to make the most of it. So in that time I went on a trip with all my camping kit, no route accommodation planned or anything, and I went through 10 countries in Europe. So started in Holland, the Netherlands, so into the Netherlands, across into Germany. I got a train for a large part of Germany. I cycled some of it and then train. Austria, loved Austria. Slovenia, loved Slovenia. Into Croatia. Croatia, I loved all of them. The countries were amazing. Croatia, through the Croatian islands, and then got to Zadar, got a ferry across the sea to Italy, and then I cycled up the coast and then got to the Dolomites region, and then laden gravel bike, and then into Switzerland. Very expensive in Switzerland, didn't stay long there. Back into sort of like that Italy-Austria border. And then I went, it was to Germany, getting a train for a lot of the Germany bit, and then Luxembourg, Belgium, no, France, Belgium, back to the Netherlands, and it was just amazing. And I had a mixture of campsites, some wild camping, some warm showers hosts, stayed with some amazing people, some hotel stays when I couldn't be bothered to camp, or it was too hot, or it was too rainy. But yeah, the flexibility, the freedom, the simplicity, so just riding from A to B, absolutely loved that. It was just a really freeing experience, and I've had this thing that I would love to cycle around the world. It's a big commitment of time, it's a long time to be away from your family. It's an absolute dream for me. I would love to do it. Whether I actually will do it, I don't know, and whether I do or not, it'll be what's right for me at the time. So yeah, I've got young nephews, I'd hate to be away from them, my parents, sister, all of that, so it's a tough one, but always something that I would love to aspire to doing. So yeah, that was something that was really special for me. It was a really special time, and I'm really proud of it. I think that, along with John O'Groats, they're two rides that I'm really proud of. I've done some stuff that I am really proud of, and yeah, I might talk about my proudest achievements, seeing as we're on it, because some of them I'm never going to do again. So the glory days can't go by. So oh, it's a little bit too relaxing here. This isn't great for getting my mileage in. Not that today is about mileage. Wellbeing ride, taking it easy. That'd be a good one to talk about next. Just a bit of wellbeing, mental health stuff, and I'll talk about that anyway. So yeah. So health and well-being, that's something that I also speak about a lot on my channel, and I think that's really important because so many people struggle with their mental health, and it's like an unspoken thing, and then there's the glossy side of mental health. It's okay to not be okay and that sort of stuff, and it's not healthy either. Not the quietest spot, all the cars going on. But I've had my struggles. I struggle with depression, and I use cycling to help that, but also make sure that it's not used as just a plaster. You know, you've got to do the work as well, so all of that stuff. So yeah, you'll notice on my content and the videos that I post that it's something I talk about, and I will continue to talk about, and I always welcome people's experiences. So yeah, right, I'm gonna get myself home now. I've really enjoyed the questions and the Q&A, but I'd love to do it again. So if you've got questions or things you'd like me to answer, just yeah, drop me a message, drop me a comment, and I'll maybe look to do another one, or even a live if I'm feeling brave. So yeah, I'm gonna get home, enjoy the rest of this sunny day, and just continue some self-care. So yeah, take care of yourself, everybody, and see you next time. Okay, so slight interesting moment, but my Di2 battery's flat and I got a big hill to ride up. This is going to be interesting. Oh goodness. That'll be going on charge when I get home. See you guys.